Morning students, welcome back on your science online classes. In the last class we had studied about the tongue, esophagus, digestion in stomach, then how the absorption take place in a small intestine, as well as we also studied about the how assimilation take place in the small intestine in the detail. So today let's proceed with the topic, the digestion in the large intestine. Digestion means the removal of the waste food materials from the large intestine. So let us proceed with the topic. See the paragraph. Not all the food that we eat is digested and absorbed. The undigested food in the liquid form enters into a wider tube, the large intestine. Yes, most of the water in the waste food is absorbed here. The semi-solid residue is stored in the last part of the large intestine called the rectum and finally thrown out of the body through the anus. The large intestine is about 1.5 meter long and has a larger diameter than the small intestine. Yes, large intestine, the length of a large intestine is 1.5 meter in length and has a larger diameter than the smaller intestine. It is the last part of the digestive system of a human being. It consists of the rectum and the anus. Rectum is the parts where the waste material or semi-solid materials are collected, and anus is the small opening from where the semi-solid food or the waste food is thrown out of the body. So let's see from the given content. From the given content, we had learned that the undigested food or the semi-solid food is stored in the last part of the large intestine, that is called as a rectum, and finally thrown out of the body through the anus. Anus is the small opening through which the discharge of the waste material take place. Here the water is absorbed from the waste food. Now during the digestion some common digestive disorder take place. So these common digestive disorders I will explain in the short. First is about the vermiform appendix. Vermiform appendix is the vestigial organ which is present at the junction of small and the large intestine. It is a non-functional in human. If any infection occurs in this organ, then it is very painful and life-threatening conditions. And the second disorder, digestive disorder, is about the indigestion. Indigestion is another common problem. It actually occurs when we consume more and more solid food, fatty food, oily food, which is very hard and tough to digest quickly. So in that case, stomach secretes more and more gastric juices, more and more HCl, and the enzymes are acting on the food. In this way, acidity occurs in humans, and due to this, sometimes our stomachs get affected also and causes ulcer problem in stomach, and in this way the stomach ache occurs. Now that another digestive disorder is about the constipation problem. Constipation problem is the common problems occurs in the human beings, and this occurs due to the lack of roughage in the fruits and the vegetable. Whatever the diet or the meals we are taking, it should be roughage containing. Otherwise, it will create a problems in the digestions. So in our diet, roughage helps in the proper digestion. So waste material is smoothly thrown out of the body. So in this way, roughage helps in the removal of the waste materials from the body and helps in the digestion also. So these are the three common digestive disorder. It is explained in this content. And in this way we had completed the digestive system of a human beings in the detail. Now we will move to the next topic, that is about a ruminant. What is a ruminant? Ruminant is a herbivorous animal or the plant eating animals. It totally depends on the plants. So let us see the paragraph. Human cannot digest the cellulose present in the food, as the human digestive system lack the cellulose digesting enzymes. Ruminants, the hoofed plant-eating animals, have enzymes called cellulose in their stomach. They digest their food in two steps. Their stomachs are divided into four compartments: rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Yes, from the given content, we had learned that human does not have an active enzyme to digest the cellulose. So human cannot digest the cellulose present in the food. And ruminants are the herbivorous animal. They have active enzymes in their stomach, and due to that active enzymes, they help to digest the cellulose food. And let us learn the ruminant, how the digestion take place in ruminant in the detail. So ruminants are the hoofed plant-eating animals. They digest their food in the two steps. Their stomachs are divided into the four chambers, four compartments. That is called as a rumen. First chamber of the stomach, reticulum. Second chamber of a stomach, omasum, is the third compartment of third chamber of the stomach, and abomasum is the fourth compartment or the fourth chamber of stomach. That is abomasum. Now let's move to the second paragraph. Yes, the half-chewed food is swallowed and it goes from mouth to the rumen, the first chamber of the stomach. Here it is acted upon by bacteria and microorganisms. This half-digested food then goes to the second muscular chamber, the reticulum, from where it is sent back to the mouth as a cud to be chewed. Again, while resting, grass eaters which chew the cud are called ruminants. Examples are cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, weasel. Yes, from this paragraph, we had learned that half chewed food is swallowed and it first goes from the mouth to the rumen. Rumen is the first chamber of the stomach. Here, certain bacteria and microorganisms are present, which is acting on the food. Then, the half digested food goes to the second chamber, that is reticulum. While when these ruminants are taking rest, then again from the reticulum, the food is sent to the mouth to chew it again. So continuous chewing of the food is called as a mastication. That process is called as a mastication, and it is done in the herbivorous animals. Example, cow, goat, buffalo, etc. Yes, then let's see the next paragraph. Let's move to the next paragraph. The rechewed food is swallowed for the second time by passing the first two chambers. It enters the third chamber, the omasum. Here the food is further broken down into still smaller pieces and finally enters the fourth chamber, the abomasum. Here the enzymes acts upon the food and digestion is completed as in the human stomach. After this, the digested food is sent to the small intestine where the nutrients are absorbed. Yes, from the given content, we had learned that the rechewed food is swallowed for the second time. By passing the first two chambers, it enters to the third chamber, that is a omasum. Here the food is further broke down into smaller pieces and finally enter the fourth chamber, that is abomasum. Here the enzymes are acting on the food and then fully digestion of a cow completed. In this way, the digestion take place in the ruminants. After the digestion, then again the food is sent to the small intestine, where the nutrients are absorbed and circulated to the different parts of the body of the cell to perform the different function. So in this way we had completed the digestion of the ruminants. Digestion take place in the ruminants, that is a cow. Now let's see the next paragraph, that is the last paragraph of this lesson, that is about the digestion, transportation and respirations. Yes, see the first paragraph. The circulatory system pumps blood constantly throughout the body. After digestion and absorption in the small intestine, the nutrients are taken to the cell in all parts of the body through the circulating blood. In this way, the digested food is transported to all the body parts. Body cell oxidize the food to release energy. The oxidation of food in the presence of oxygen is called respiration. Respiration can be represented as follows. Here some chemical equations are given. Glucose plus oxygen gives CO2 plus water plus energy. Yes, glucose react with oxygen or oxidize. If glucose is oxidized, the product obtained is a carbon dioxide, water and the energy. Energy is absorbed by the small intestine through the blood streams and circulated to the different parts of the body of the cells, and carbon dioxide and water is released from the body. Yes, from the given content, we had learned that the circulatory system pumps blood throughout the body. After digestion, nutrients are absorbed by the small intestine and circulated to the different parts of the body, and then body cell oxidize the food to release energy. So, the oxidation of food take place during this process. Oxygen is released, and this process is called as a respiration. Now, see the next paragraph. The waste material produced during respiration and then transported for excretion to the kidneys and the lungs by the blood. Thus, nutrition and respirations are the two life processes that provide energy to the living organism to stay alive. The circulatory system provides assistance in transport of digested food and the waste. From the next paragraph, we had learned that during respiration, the waste material is sent to the kidneys for the excretion to thrown out of the body, and lungs by the blood for the purification. Thus, nutrition and respirations are the two life processes that provides energy to the living organism to stay alive. So, in this way, we had completed our paragraph, that is a digestion, transportations, and the respirations. How the